There are moments in history when one person stands while everyone else kneels. Daniel was that man. He was young when everything was taken from him. His homeland conquered, his temple destroyed, his future rewritten by force. Taken into Babylon, a foreign empire filled with idols, power, and pressure. Daniel could have allowed his faith to fade, but he didn't. From the beginning, Daniel made a quiet decision. He would not compromise. Not in his beliefs, not in his convictions, not in his identity. He lived in a culture that demanded conformity. He was surrounded by influence, wealth, opportunity, and political pressure. Yet, Daniel understood something powerful. Faith is not preserved by environment, it is preserved by conviction. Even when offered the king's food, a symbol of assimilation, Daniel chose discipline over comfort. It was a small decision outwardly, but spiritually, it was monumental. Because compromise rarely begins with something large, it begins with something small. Years passed, Daniel rose in influence, not because he chased power, but because he walked in integrity. Kings changed, empires shifted, but Daniel remained steady. Then came the test that would define him forever. Jealous officials conspired against him. They knew they could not find corruption in his work, so they targeted his faith. They convinced the king to sign a decree. No one could pray to any god or man except the king for 30 days. 30 days, it would have been easy for Daniel to pause, to pray silently, to avoid attention, to justify caution. But Daniel did not hide. He went home, opened his windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed, just as he always had. Not louder, not rebellious, just faithful. And for that faithfulness, he was thrown into the lion's den. Imagine the moment. The stone sealing the entrance, the darkness, the sound of lions breathing in the shadows. Daniel did not fight. He did not panic. He did not beg for compromise, because his peace did not depend on his circumstances. It depended on his God. While others slept in comfort, Daniel slept among lions. And in the morning, the king rushed to the den, calling out in desperation, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to save you?" And Daniel answered, "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions." Faith does not mean you will avoid the den, it means you will not be alone in it. Daniel's story is not just about surviving lions. It is about refusing to bow before the lions ever appeared. He did not wait for crisis to build character. He built character daily. Through prayer, through discipline, through consistency. That is why when the crisis came, he was ready. And here is the truth for us today. You may not face a literal den of lions, but you will face pressure. Pressure to compromise. Pressure to stay silent. Pressure to conform. The question is not whether pressure will come. The question is, will your faith bow? Daniel teaches us that integrity may cost you temporarily, but it positions you eternally. He teaches us that influence comes from faithfulness, not ambition. He teaches us that God honors those who remain steady when everyone else bends. And most importantly, he teaches us that God does not abandon his servants in the dark. If you are in a season where you feel surrounded by lions, fear, uncertainty, opposition, remember this: the same God who shut the mouths of lions still protects his purpose. Stay faithful, open your windows, pray anyway, stand anyway. Because courage is not loud rebellion, it is quiet obedience. And sometimes, the greatest miracle is not escaping the den, it is having peace inside it. If Daniel's story speaks to you, comment, "I will stand." And remember, faith that refuses to bow will always stand when it matters most.